I want to squeeze in a couple more here. We've got LaChina Robinson on the show. We've got Dante Whitner, but we've got Carmen Vitale in studio. And I've got to ask you a little bit about the Vikings, because I think everyone's going to be watching them over the next 2 weeks. There's a chance they move up. I don't know what's going on. The quarterback spot's so wild and wonky. Is there anybody that you like? Is there a prospect worth targeting if you're O'Connell and company?
So much of the Vikings draft is completely out of their control, which is really frustrating for them. But I think that we've heard so much about how much they like Drake May. And I think he would fit into that Shanahan-McVay system that Kevin O'Connell also runs. Underneath Kevin O'Connell, who's a former quarterback, Josh McCown is the quarterback's coach now in Minnesota, also a former quarterback. They are another really good position or situation for a young prospect that you need to develop a little bit more.
Can you get whoever they draft doesn't play the entire season. Just sit back and...
My hot take is that Sam Darnold is going to start the season for the Minnesota Vikings. You did not pay him $10 million to not play some meaningful games for you. And again, both Kevin O'Connell and Josh McCown being former quarterbacks, they know how valuable it is to have a quarterback come in and ease himself into the league rather than have to be the guy to start right away, even as good as the situation is in Minnesota. If they can't trade up all the way to get Drake May, if Drake May goes number 2 to Washington, I think this is a really good situation for J.J. McCarthy too. And you can argue till the cows come home about if he's a top 5 pick. But if he ends up being Minnesota's franchise quarterback, that was worth it for them.
There's a few teams looking to trade up for quarterback, right? The Broncos, I talk about them a lot. I don't know what the Raiders are doing. Like, I don't even... That AFC West is woof outside of Kansas City. If the Vikings miss out, how comfortable are they with Sam Darnold in your eyes? I know that you sort of said, like, he could start maybe the first couple games, but, like, Kyle Rudolph really convinced me when he came on our show. And everybody who comes on my show just keeps talking about the pace of a Kevin O'Connell, Shanahan-y sort of thing, that it's like, it's a lot for... It's too much. It's too much, and our goal would be to, Mahomes and behind Alex Smith to get the best out of a Drake May in the future.
Well, the way that I just said, it's a really good situation in Minnesota for a young quarterback, or for anybody really, because you have weapons like Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison, T.J. Hawkinson.
Hopefully. Well, I still want Justin Jefferson out of that. I'm like,
they're not letting him go. He can't.
When's he going to sign his stuff? What do you mean? When is that going to happen?
This is a market-setting deal. It takes a while, as far as I'm concerned. When do you think that
deal happens? When do you think?
It has to happen before the season.
He's not going to sign his paperwork before the season?
I know, I think he is.
Interesting.
But for that same reason, and Kevin O'Connell, he showed us last year, he can play quarterback from the sideline. That man was playing real live Madden last year with a bunch of the backups. So this is something that can be... You can stay afloat with Sam Darnold. And we're not talking enough about Minnesota's defense.
What does that mean? Minnesota Vikings fans are like, we have Justin Jefferson. Stay afloat. We want to win the damn division. You're talking like...
Justin Jefferson is going to be part of your team for a long time. It's fine.
Are you more excited about the Bears than the Vikings for 2025?
I am. I think the Bears get out of the cellar of the NFC North. Now, do they win the NFC North? You've got Green Bay and Detroit that want something to say about that, and I'm not ready to say that they're contending for the division quite yet, but the Bears are going to be better, and I think they get out of the cellar. I'm
going to ask you one really hard question before you go, Carmen.
Oh, boy.
What are the Cowboys doing?
Oh, Jesus. That's the hard question. Good Lord. I could wax poetic.
I ask Deshaun Jackson every week, so it's just like an easy layup, and then I just get to hang out. What are the Cowboys doing, Carm?
The thing about the Cowboys is this is a monster of their own making. They're the biggest gaslighters. I said this on the radio. Cowboys are the biggest gaslighters in the league. Don't tell me you don't have cap space. You can make cap space at this point.
Yeah, hide some money under the mattress, move some decibel points over. Let's go.
You didn't do anything to keep Dak Prescott around.
Look at this.
Any normal team says, oh shoot, we can't get past the hump in the postseason. Maybe we should surround our quarterback, who's an all-pro, by the way, who gets us through the regular season with some more talent to help him out in the postseason. What did the Cowboys do? Trade away Tyron Smith. Tyler Biadasz is gone. You're switching Tyler Smith over to a tackle. He was an all-pro guard last year.
Yeah.
And then what? The only weapon that Dak Prescott has right now is CeeDee Lamb. There's nobody in that running back room that's taken a ton of meaningful snaps.
It's not like they have a window. It's not
but
like their window.
If we're going to say the expectation for the Dallas Cowboys is winning the Super Bowl every year, then you need to get Dak more help. And Dak has every incentive to hit free agency in 2025 and then go and pick what team is going to pay him $60 million.
I kind of like that everybody's off them, so then they can surprise everyone. I think there's no hope.
If they have Dak Prescott.
But their window is... It's, when you're at the chapter of your life that Jerry Jones
is in. That's a good way to say that. I'm going to steal that because it sounds really crass to say, like, oh, he's getting old, he's going to die.
Well, oh my God, she said that, not me. But
relatively speaking.
Let's say that season, when you're in this season of your life, and you think you'd put all the chips
Right.
in every way, and that not it's
They haven't done it.
it's very strange. But maybe
they're one foot in, one foot out. They need to decide what kind of team they are
I'm
right
like
now.
that with the Chargers. I'm like, you're wasting Justin's life. I like Harbaugh, but you're like, what do you? I'm for the first time, you know me, I'm always like trying to lift up the Chargers, and for the first time, they're like losing me, and that's what I think might, you know, like I'm going to undersell and underdeliver in a big way.
Well, that's